Hello, everybody. This is LuckyPicks777.com. I'm here today for August 5th, 2019, to talk to you about Major League Baseball. I've been doing research for the last few years, and I want to talk to everybody about when you betting against the other team to win. It's a few other entities that you're playing against when you're putting your money down for baseball. So I'm about to start getting into the two other things you got to think about when you betting on baseball. Okay, this is what I documented. The first part of the season for baseball is overs. The second part is unders. Casinos are always shaving points like a motherfucker if it's a 9 points or over. But the unders on the most teams, they score a lot of points on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because a lot of people are at the ballpark because they off from work. But the Rockies is probably the only ballpark that's gonna have a lot of overs because of its location and the winds. You got to remember, politics is in sports too. The house got to make some money to stay in business when playing. So you got to remember, when it's a 3 or 4 game series, the underdog is going to have to win at least one of them games. You got to remember that when it's a 3 or 4 game. So you got to remember, uh, the underdog gonna win one. So you got to pick when they having a 3 or 4 game series, which game that underdog gonna win. A lot of people are always picking the favorites because it looks good on paper, or they have a good record, or they like what they did before. But with baseball, most of the time when it's a 3 or 4 game series, the favorite win the first game and the last game. The underdog will win in the middle. The underdog might win the second or third game if it's a 4 game series. But they're gonna win underdog most of the time. Now I ain't saying every team, but when they playing that series, the underdog gonna win one of them games. Okay, you got to remember, or they're gonna, and sometimes, most of the times, they're gonna cover that run line against a favorite. So your best options when you're playing Major League Baseball is to do the overs and unders. First part of the season is overs because they don't know too much about the team. People being traded to different teams. So you can try to go off what happened last year, but it's a lot of new faces, a lot of new pitchers. So it's a lot of new weakness and strengths on that team because of free agency and trades and stuff. So your best part at the beginning of the seasons is do a lot of overs. And the when you do a lot of overs, if you want to do a parlay, don't do no more than 2 teams over. Don't do no more than 2 teams when you're doing parlays because with a 2 teamer, you still have a good shot of winning in the parlays. Doing 2 overs first part of the season. Then when the second part of the season come, you got to remember the casino shaving points. Um, they corrected themselves when the second part comes, so they're gonna be shaving. So when you see a half, like if it's 9 points, go under. If it's 9.5 or 10, don't go over. Don't when the point spread is shaved way up there, it's best to go under. Because like if it's a 9, I take that back. When it's a 9, you can take a chance. 8.5. In the second part of the season, 8.5. That's good for a over. But if it's a 9 or if it's a 9.5, don't touch it. Don't touch it. If it's a 9.5 in the second part of the season, I'm not talking about the first. First is gonna be a lot of overs. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a lot of people off work. They're gonna put up a lot of points because the fans come there to see home runs. They come to see this. That's their big money day, so they got to show out. Okay, when they play in a 3 or 4 game series, that first game, the more superior team gonna win that first game most of the time. 80% of the time, that superior team gonna win that first game of the series. You know, if you want to bet money line, it's good to do, but you gotta look at it because it's a lot of politics. It's a lot of entities you're playing against because they know they look at the strategy, they look at the statistics of how the customers are betting. Because they need the bros money to pay off the sharks and also make a profit for themselves with the casinos. So now this is my team. I like this team. I'm gonna pick this. This is my home team. Yeah, you can go ahead and lose your money, but you need to do your homework or pay a handicapping services like myself at luckypick777.com to do the homework for you. Okay, but if you're trying to take this serious, where you can win a lot of money, best advise you to do your homework and talk to other people who do this for a living. Okay, I'm giving you knowledge. First part of the season of baseball, overs because they don't know each other. They don't know nothing about nothing. They're going in blind. There's gonna be a lot of overs. But the second part of the season is gonna be a lot of unders. Because everybody know, okay, I played this team before. We know what they're gonna do. They studied the film. How he swing the bat. What he swing at, what he miss at. They saw your hand. So the second part of the season, they know what you're gonna do. The casinos, they shaving points by a point or maybe a point and a half. So when you see that, when it's over 9.5, you bet under. So when it's over 9.5, you bet under. Okay? When it's 9 or 8 or 7, you bet over on the second part of the season. When it's 7.5 or 8, 8.5 to 9, you bet over. But once you get over that 9, 9.5, promise you, that's when the casinos are shaving. Especially when they're talking about 10, 12, 13. They may do a over out of that series probably one time, but most of the time it's going to be an under. So all I'm telling you, do your homework. But remember, Friday, Saturday, Sundays, throughout the season, in the years I've been studying it, that's when they show out for the fans, hitting a lot of home runs. So if you want to put a lot of money on the overs throughout the season and you don't like unders, do it on Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday, a lot of overs because you got to look at the stadium. See if it's a lot of friends. If it's filled up, it's going to be some home runs. If it ain't that many people in the stadium, everybody ain't watching. They feel disrespectful. So they're just playing, just to be playing. They ain't trying to show out, show off, or none of that. But if it's filled, if the stadium is filled and they're at home, they trying to make it spectacular so the fans can keep coming back so they can make some money. They got to have a lot of games to pay these high salaries to be able to be competitive. You got to look at the whole aspect of the game, not just the numbers. Oh, his ERA, this is what he did. His bat. Now you got to look at everything. Okay. I mean, the casinos be telling on themselves, because they studying it hard. They got professional. They looking into it. They're communicating with each other with the point spread. You know, so you got to realize you put your money down. Got to look at the team. Okay, they're a more dominant team than the other one. Okay, that first game they're gonna beat them. Take the money line on that first team, who's probably favored. I'm take the money line. Run line, I don't really like messing with run line in baseball because it's really hard to predict. I mean, the better team could be winning, and then when they switch up after the seventh inning with them pitchers, that can mess your whole run line up where that underdog team can come back and mess your run line up and you lose your money. So I really don't like messing with the run line. I mostly like messing with the overs, under, pretty much over and under, because with the pitching, that pitcher is not gonna pitch the whole season. I mean, like the whole game. He's not gonna pitch the whole game. He may be a good pitcher with a magnificent ERA, and then they're gonna let them scrubs in after the sixth or the seventh inning who ain't really been playing, and they're gonna come out throw a lot of pitches where they hitting for a lot of home runs or base hits where they're putting up a lot of points. So I really don't like dealing with run line. I really like dealing with money line or overs and unders. And you got to pay attention to the beginning of the season. They're going to put up a lot of points. Brand new. They're trying to learn everything. So remember, Friday and Saturday, they always put up, it's a few teams, be like half and half, or sometimes just about a lot of teams go over. It depends. You just got to pick the day on Friday and Saturday. But remember, it's going to be unders during the week where a lot of people not in the stadium. You got to just pay attention. Pay attention to the politics of baseball. You know, they can't. A lot of times they're gonna let that underdog win one game, or they may tie the series if it's a four game, because they just don't want to use all their energy trying to just embarrass this team that they're more superior than. They're also probably told to take the foot off the gas pedal, let them win. You know, because if we let them win, we don't want the customer to know this team is garbage, and everybody be putting their money against that garbage team and winning a lot of money. So they're throwing some of the games. They're throwing some of the games so you won't realize how weak that team is, where they can be costing Vegas a lot of money. So just don't be looking at the ERAs and all that. You got to look at the politics of the game, especially when they have a big series. Same with basketball. They got to pay them players a lot of money. They're not going to sweep them when they're more superior. They're going to let them win at least one game out the series. Sometimes they may go a 7-game series for the money. You got to remember that first and that last game is the real game. The ones in the middle is just entertainment. That's what you're going to have to remember when they play in a lot of series. That's why I like football. You can't throw no game. You got to come to play. That's why they say it's any given Sunday. You know, if you don't show up, you're going to get beat down. So you better figure it out. But with baseball and basketball, they play so many games. They're not giving it 100% every game. Okay? They're not. So when they playing all them series, you got to remember, you got to remember, some of the stuff is entertainment. Okay, you putting your money down in the middle of the series, you might lose because you're saying that team is favored and they more superior, but they're not giving it 100%. You know, they're not gonna hurt themselves when they know they're superior. And okay, we won 2 games. We can afford to lose one. Let them have one. You know. So this is LuckyPick777.com. please subscribe to my channel. You can also go to my website and check it out. Because I just got baseball up now, but I'm going to have football up when it comes. I'm working on that right now, studying it, dissecting it, doing my research on the football and the college football. So yeah, I'm gonna be ready. So please subscribe to my channel and let's make this money. And you gotta think outside the box. Everybody look at the numbers. Oh, this is what he did last game. This and that and nothing. You gotta look at all the people in the crowd. You gotta look at the coaching. You gotta look if this player is bringing drama to the team where they can't concentrate. You got to look at if it's a new coach, they got to look at his new plan book, his new playbook. Because if it's when they got to, it's like going to school, you got to learn something new. You're like, oh man, I'm used to doing it this way. Now I got to do it a different way. It's like you writing with your right hand, and then the teacher saying, no, I want you to write with your left hand, and you got to practice and study. You're going to be off. You're going to be off. So you also got to look at the coaching too. Because he ain't going to do what the old coach did. That's how the old coach lost his job. He got to come with something new. So you got to remember, you got to look at the coaching. You got to look at how many series they playing because the middle games are entertainment